So the first query we'll look at is the Crosstab query, and if you're used to quantitative analysis, the Crosstab serves the same purpose. And here we've got count data, and the counts are the number of times a code has been used within a given case or within a given interview. And the dark green is indicating more frequent and light green less frequent. And you've got the option of whether you add the colours or not. On its own, how do we make sense of that? Because I would never want you to use the number of times something has been coded as necessarily responding to that being an actual number. It might make sense if you're coding, say, line by line, and you're looking at the quantity or the emphasis of topic within an interview. But even then, you need to be careful in doing that. The great thing here is if we double click on the 9, you'll see those 9 extracts. So you're always close to the data. So you can use them, cross query tabs, as you would with quantitative research, and you can use them easily to compare. So we can compare the interviews of a few people here with particular codes that might be of interest, and therefore we can see, well, what perhaps does Barbara say that is different from Betty or Dorothy. So Dorothy is more focused on economy and community change, whereas Barbara more focused on real estate development and then economy. But you have to look carefully at the data to see whether doing that actually is going to lead to a meaningful interpretation. However, by being able just to click on the 6 or the 1 and to be able to then see what that extract or what those number of extracts are, and then to click on them again to take you back to their place in situation within the interview, is really, really helpful and a really powerful way going forward. Alternatively, here in the second example, we're looking at natural environment, different codes, and then rather than looking at the person, we're grouping them. So all those of a certain age, females of a certain age, males of a certain age, making comparison in that way. So there's quite a lot you can do, and that's the Crosstab. Okay, so here's some instructions on how to produce a Crosstab. You've got the link to the help page above, and I'm not going to read this out because I want to encourage you to start using routinely the help function within NVivo, because it's very informative, and no doubt by now you're starting to realize you can often perform certain tasks in multiple ways. So getting used to the help can really help in that aspect of giving you a little bit more flexibility in your approach. And again, I'm just going to encourage you to read the information on the link. If you go into the link and read that now, you can always stop the video while you do that. So when you make a query, the important thing here is that the query results automatically go under search and under query results. Now, if you were to make changes, say, to the database, you've done some more interviews, for instance, you can then rerun that query and your results would be updated. So do read there and make sure that you've got a good understanding of where the queries go. Yeah, and you can just see their queries, query results, node matrices, and that's automatically happens within NVivo, so you don't make that folder called query results. That will be there once you'll run a query. and then you'll be able to go back to it. But yeah, spend a few minutes now just reading that link, please. Okay, so now we're going on to coding matrices, and just to be clear, this isn't the same as the framework matrices that you were using in the last session, and using those with your literature as part of a literature summary. So coding matrix, really powerful, more powerful than the crosstabs, although sometimes they will look very similar to a crosstab. So we're going to make a coding matrix that will display a node that has been coded across the set of interviews that you're interested in, and split by the attribute that you've made, an attribute. And there is also an accompanying video. It's called Further NVivo Coding Matrix Video 4, that I didn't make, but we found it and it's available for all, and we thought was quite a good one. So let's go on and have a look at matrices, coding matrices. Okay, so before I go any further, you can see there a matrix, and what we have are a number of nodes: agriculture, fishing, jobs, and it's just then classified whether negative or positive towards agriculture, negative or positive towards fishing. So the negative and positive would be the values that you'd be using on the attributes. And of course, you've got to think ahead really in terms of your analysis, as what attributes are needed, what analysis do you want to run, and how might that work with the different nodes or different codes. But again, the really good thing is that if you double click on 122 there, you should find 122 extracts that are more negative about fishing or aquaculture.